lot of us read magazines and newspapers, even books, but before they get to that point where you come, Brenda Graff and her crew actually put it all together. The vice president of the printing place here in Red Deer. And Brenda, how long have you all been around?
We purchased the company in June of 1990, and it has been within Red Deer since 1985.
That's quite a history here in Red Deer. I've been here my whole life, so I've heard of you. The printing business in itself, what does it consist of?
Well, you can really start designs, any story, any and it can come out on the press. You know, you can see it come out in full color and or black and white, and basically anything you want to produce.
Mm-hmm. Do you find the business and the industry is pretty much thriving? And I guess our world today, it is the information age. People always read and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. We're certainly not becoming a paperless society by any means. You know, the printing industry is definitely thriving. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So let's start at the beginning. When somebody comes in and decides, hey, this is for you, where do you start?
I would have one of our design consultants, graphic designers here, set up a meeting to pull out what information that the client really wants to portray, whether, you know, for their business and or personally, and let them talk with them, see how much information that we can put that the client actually wants to portray.
Mm-hmm. And then going on from there, after you've decided what you want to print or what the design is going to be, where do you go?
Mm-hmm. Then we take it from the computer. It's all designed on the computer, and it is taken into from the computer into our computer to plate system, which is a fairly high-end piece of equipment that allows designs off the computer directly to a metal plate, so that the precision that you get is very, very precise as to what comes off the press.
So when you're actually designing a design, what kind of elements are you looking for to make, you know, a good project?
It really depends on the client and their specifications. We try and draw as much information from them as to what they would like their end tray about their company. There's so many different either working forms on carbonless paper, you know, that clients fill out in the field regarding their work, or full color brochures or presentation folders. You know, so we go from a little business card and or all the way up to full color brochures. So we take it from, we have so many different areas that we can cover here at Printing Place.
So you see magazines all the time and you see how well they're constructed. Do you all do that as well?
We do some magazines. Moreover, that is done on a different style of a press. It's usually a web press, which we do not have web capabilities anywhere in Red Deer, but we do many brochure things moreover, you know. Mm-hmm.
So how would you put something like that together once you do get into it and you start putting it together?
It's consulting with the client really as to what they would like as their end product.
So once you actually get down there and you have to put it all together, do you separate them, all the pages, and then do you go through the binding and whatnot?
Yes, we would pre-consult about what the end product is going to look like, how it's going to be bound, if it's saddle stitch, like stapled, and or coil bound or perfect bound, which is the glued edges, where it has a side, an extra spine to it. Yeah, so, and then we know what our specifications are prior to starting any design.
So you said you can either do business cards or right up to the brochures. How long does something like that take?
It really depends. You know, some of the stuff we are generally aware of how many hours it generally takes to put into creating a business card and or a special logo for any client, and then it's up to us to pull as much information out of the client as we can, so that we're not spending too much extra time unnecessarily, and so that we portray them as best as they want to be portrayed. And yeah, all the staff does quite a fantastic job.
So talking about all your staff, how many people does it take to work on a project, whether it's business cards or whatever it might be?
It depends on how the business cards are done. There's so many different ways of doing business cards. You can laser print them. We can do foiling and embossing, which is where you have raised letters within this foil. You can do thermo, which is plasticized. So there's so many different variables to be able to do any of these different projects.